During the afternoon of October 12th, 2006, the Buffalo, Western New York area began to experience a snowfall that will stand out in history as one of the most brutal and bizarre weather events ever to hit the fan. Snow in October isn't unheard of for the Buffalo area, but it is rather early. What we had, however, wasn't just an ordinary snowfall. In my town of Tonawanda, New York, snow had fallen early in the day. A wet, heavy, almost magnetic snow that clung to every leafy branch screamed Oprah's thighs. When it snowed and it snowed some more. Power went out at 3:45. The night grew darker, and none to our luck. It soon became clear that the week would just suck. Okay, that's enough of that. The trouble with tree bills is what I'm calling this documentary, because when the cost of all this is finally added up, the bill for the damage will be in the hundreds of millions. That's trouble. Most of our creative media are calling this the October surprise storm, and that's just lame. The official technical meteorological term for this weather event is shitstorm. Shit is footage the night it all started. The cameramen and women in Baghdad had nothing on me, I thought. I was being attacked directly by a guy who seemed to have an inexhaustible supply of heavy snow and tree branches at his disposal. Here's what I narrated at the time.
Good luck, what the animal? Whoa! Holy shit. Okay, I think I'm going home now. This branch right here just came down right in front of me. From way the hell up there. And it looks like they're all starting to come down, and sirens are going off all over the place. Tree branches are falling everywhere. Our power is out. Can you hear that? There it is. Another one as well. There's another one. Wow, this is spookier than shit. Okay, get the message. Good night, everybody.
But a good night it would not be. This was only the beginning. By the dreary gray light of the next day, Friday the 13th, the carnage was clearly visible. Power lines and branches mingled in a mangled mess. People began to emerge from their cold, dark homes to gawk in awe and wonder at Mother Nature's whim, more than to survey the damage, at least its second day. Too soon it became apparent that many people were going to be without electricity for a lot longer than they're used to. While there is certainly nothing beautiful or entertaining about having your house wrecked, or your power out, or getting hit in the head by a falling tree branch while shoveling the driveway, as happened to one unfortunate man, there was something most mesmerizing about the way everything looked the next day. We could and did blame the snow and the trees, but deep down most of us knew such an exercise was pointless. We would surely blame the politicians, but thankfully that bullshit didn't start for another day or two. While our brave and heroic cops, firefighters, and utility workers were all scrambling to get a handle on this increasingly out-of-control situation from moment one, the rest of us were still dazed and confused by the drastic changes in our entire landscape. very, very strange. And if it wasn't for our power out, I almost might have enjoyed it.
It is Saturday night, October 14th, our third night during the great October surprise storm of October. Here's Kimmy, cozy in her blanket. Here's our source of heat and light. Here's our source of entertainment. It is a Walkman AM/FM player hooked up to an old computer speaker. It's my lovely life, reads by electric battery light and beacon on beacon. I surrender to the mercy of the storm. For the third day in a row, I went into the bathroom to take a pee, and I turned the light on, knowing that we have no electricity. And I've done that about 20 times already, almost every time I go to take a pee.
Needless to say, things weren't that bad for my wife and me. Our house and property sustained only a small amount of damage, and our basement remained bone dry. We were without electricity for about a week, but it wasn't too cold, and we had a nice day or two that really contrasted against all the depressing junk left over from the storm. They are one of the best things about this neighborhood. But I wasn't really sad. Oh, I agreed with everyone when they would sigh, "Oh, our beautiful trees." But all I could really think of was, well, some will go on to decompose and feed a new form of life. Some will grow back. And we can always plant more new ones. Such is life. The really ugly part, what I'll call part 2 of the trouble with tree bills,